Today, as was announced, we will be discussing about the Mahavir Hanuman. Today is Hanuman Jayanti, and of course the Bengali New Year and some other, Punjabi New Year and also the Keralian New Year, all this, some of the places New Year. So greetings to all of you, and of course the Mahavir Jayanti. About the Mahavira we will discuss, and the last 10 minutes all together we will chant the Hanuman Chalisa. Atulit baladhamam. You chant along with me. Atulit baladhamam. Swarna shailavadeham. Danuja bana krishanum. Danuja bana krishanum. Danuja bana krishanum. Jnaninam agraganyam. Shakala gunanidhanam. Banaranamadhisham. Raghupati Baradutam. Bhatajatam Namami. Hanuman is the messenger of Raghupati Sri Ramachandra. He is spreading the message. It's a very important work. Swami Vivekananda, he was chosen by Sri Ramakrishna to spread his message. Every time when we find Avatara is coming, he is choosing one of his disciples to spread the message. Not all can do it. And you will see in the life of Hanumanji how he was totally control of all the senses, but with great power, intellectual, physical. But never he expressed those things for his own benefit, or somehow expressing those things, I have done it, never. So that is the Hanumana. Here we find Atulita baladhamam swarna shailavadeham. Atulita bala, uncomparable, the power, not only physical, intellectual, spiritual. So all sorts of power that the Hanumana was having, and his body was just like the gold, all over covered. Jnaninam agraganyam. This Jnani means he was having the knowledge of Veda. He was having so different types of knowledge. He was a master yogi. He could make his body very small. He could make his body huge. That was the power of the yoga, just like a yogi. He was the master yogi. He could change his form. Like the Shankaracharya and many other yogis, we find they are changing their forms. He could do that. But at the same time, he was so humble because he knew the whole world is nothing but illusory. Only Sri Rama, only the God, only the Paramatman, only the Atman, Brahman, that is the only goal. So that he was knowing. That's why Jnaninam. There are many varieties of Jnanis, the knowledgeable people, educated people. So Hanuman, he was having different type of jnana. Shakala guna nidhanam. And so many qualities he was having. We will find afterwards, the Sri Ramachandra is finding all these qualities in Hanumana. A man is very good. Maybe he is a very good singer, or a painter, or a doctor, or engineer, or whatever, one quality he may be having. But all types of qualities, all different types of qualities. And same thing we find in Swami Vivekananda. In the modern days, all those qualities in one person is very difficult to list. Whatever you know, you just say, and Vivekananda was having that. Same thing with the Hanumana. He was a very good singer, dancer, and he could meditate, and he could show his tremendous power, and he could argue very well, and he could convince people. So many different qualities he was having, and in difficult situations he could take excellent decisions. Most of the people, some people, they will be losing that particular time when the pressure is there, how to take decision. These people, because they are having the total control, they can do that. And Swami Vivekananda's also in the character, we find he was an excellent singer, musician. And what type of musician? When he was singing a classical song, he wanted some tabla, some accompaniment, musical accompaniment. No one was knowing. So he called one young boy, "Hey, come, I will teach you." And he showed him in such a way, within 2-3 minutes, that boy picked up that knowledge with that the first time. And he played the tabla along with the classical music, Indian classical music. So that type of quality he was having. He had the convincing power. We will see how Hanuman is going and convincing people. And they were very great people like Rama, Sri Rama, Lakshmana, all the time angry. He is talking with Lakshmana. Then also the Banara Yudha, he is going and convincing them the excellent way. We find that Swami Vivekananda, only 22-23 years young boy, and some of his friends also joined him. They left their hearth and home, they wanted to become sannyasi. But in the Bengal, the Dasanami sannyasi, that was rare. There were Vaishnavas, there were Shaktas, but no Dasanami Sampradaya sannyasi. So that was a very difficult, and the people started thinking, why not? You have taken the initiation from your guru and you have spent some time with your guru. Now go back to home and practice whatever you have learned, earn money, all this. This is only Vivekananda, this Narendranath, this young boy of 22-23 years. He was going on telling this his friends. Some of them, the friends were elderly. Even then he was going on telling, once we have accepted Rama, we cannot accept Ravana. It is not possible. So once we have accepted the life of the sannyasin, we cannot go back home. We should not. They were going on convincing. So this, and Raghupati Baradutam, afterwards, this Hanumana, he came to Sri Rama as a messenger. And then again afterwards, he became the messenger of God, Sri Rama. Raghupati Baradutam. So when somebody is telling you or giving you an idea that this is the thing you have to go and spread, or to tell, or convince, all responsibility is on you. We are coming from the far away India. Why? Because Vivekananda said you go and spread the message of Vedanta. And when you come over here, if we are not knowing what Vedanta is, if we are not 100% convinced about that, how can you spread this message over here? How can you convince people? And if I am already having some of my own idea, I will try to impose that or interpret in that manner. So the messenger is totally neutral. Whatever he has been asked to do, he comes and does. It's very difficult. And he will never show his own thing. Never. And he is totally convinced about that truth that he is coming to tell people or convince people, inform people, spread this message. He is 100% convinced. Otherwise, he will mixed up. So, messenger is not a very ordinary thing. Raghupati Baradutam. This Raghupati is a not very ordinary person. He is God himself, Sri Rama. And why he has come? To establish dharma. It's not that spreading or capturing some countries after countries, a political movement. No, not like that. It's a totally spiritual movement. And that is the reason immediately after the war, when Ravana was killed, immediately Sri Rama said, our enmity till we were alive. The moment he is dead, I have no enmity with him. And then he is going on telling, praising about the Ravana. Can you think of it? Because there is no anger. That's why there is no enmity. Who can have that? Only God. Now the messenger will also should have that quality. Raghupati Baradutam. For the first time, the Hanumana meeting Sri Ramachandra in the Kiskinda Kand. You know, in the Ramayana, there are 6 kandas are there, chapters are there, and afterwards, some people they say it was afterwards added, some say no, it was already there. And this Kiskinda Kanda, where main thing is going to happen, here Sri Rama and Lakshmana, they are coming, and in the meantime, the Sita has been eloped by Ravana, and Rama, he was just behaving like ordinary human being, going on crying, and he was moving around here and there, searching for Sita, and only assisted by Lakshmana. Lakshmana was going on comforting 2 brothers. They are not habituated in that life, and in that situation there is no food, there is no shelter, all over different type of problems, difficulties. Then they came to know that you should go and have friendship with Sugriva. Is a very powerful king among the monkeys. The monkey king, they were very powerful. And if you go and have friendship with him, he will help you. So they were coming, searching. And this fugitive ape king, they call, in English they say, Banar Raja. He was seated on the peaks along with his friends. One of his friends and minister was Hanumana. 4 of them, they were sitting, the king, Sugriva, and 4, total 5. And Hanumana was among the friend and the minister. And suddenly Sugriva saw at the distance 2 young men are coming. Though they were having the dress like a hermit, very ordinary, the sannyasi dress, but their gesture and posture, and also they were holding the bow and arrow. It don't go along with the hermit. So the Sugriv, he was the brother of Bali, and you know the Ramayana story, I won't go into that details, very fascinating stories. And this Sugriv, and one after another, how it connects the whole thing, if we go through those stories, really fascinating. Sugriva was protecting his elder brother, who was very powerful, the Bali, and Bali went to fight with another demon inside a cave and told, if you don't find me coming out, then close the cave with a huge stone, and you go and be the king. Bali told. Sugriva, who was not that powerful as Bali, he was waiting at the gate of that cave, and afterwards he found the lot of blood is flowing. Then he thought that Bali has been killed. That was a mistake. And he was afraid of that demon. He was so powerful that he could kill Bali. Then I am no match with him. Thinking that, he closed that with a huge stone, came back as his brother said. Then he became the king. But it was opposite. After killing the demon, when the Balis wanted to come out, he found that Sugriva has already blocked that cave. He became very angry. He thought, my brother has betrayed me. He came out, drove him out on all this. Now he wanted to kill his brother. He took away his kingdom, his wife, and drove away the brother. He wanted to kill him. Somehow in the Rikshamukha, there was a place where he was safe. And Bali was not supposed to go over there for some other reason. So this was a misunderstanding between the two brothers, and Sugriva, he knew that I can never fight with him. Hanumana was supporting Sugriva. Look at it. Hanumana himself was very powerful, and he was very intelligent, a righteous person. But at the same time, why he was supporting Sugriva, not Bali? So that is the question. Now I leave it with you, so that at least you will get some interest in reading Ramayana and pondering over it. This is a really very interesting question, to why Hanumana was not supporting Bali. Many people will be complaining why Rama killed Bali. This is one of the doubts about Ramachandra and the question about Ramachandra's activities. Why Rama should kill Bali, who had no enmity with Ramachandra? And I will ask, why not go to this thing and get the answer why Hanumana, who was so righteous person, a religious person, a yogi, who knew everything, supporting Sugriva, not Bali. And this was the Hanumana. He also saw Rama and Lakshmana. They were at the foothills. And he was telling his king, Sugriva, you should not be afraid. They are only two brothers. Two young men are coming. Then Sugriva said, are you mad? Look at them. Dirghabahu, Vishalakshu, Sharachapa Kaschanasyat Bhayam Drishtva, Hetu Surasutopamo. When the Hanumana is looking at Ramachandra, he is not finding anything dangerous. He is not afraid. Rather, he is attracted. But when the Sugriva, when he was looking at the same figure, same Ramachandra, he was afraid. So all the time, human being always judge people according to his own mental condition. So Sugriva was afraid because he was all the time thinking his brother, he is sending some people to kill him. And he said, of course, there are other conversation. He told, you don't know. The kings will be applying so many people to kill his enemy. Maybe that they have been hired by my brother and they are coming to kill me. I am very much afraid. Look at their arms. Dirghabahu. The Ramachandra was having the two long arms that used to touch his knee. Very long arms and very powerful arms. And many places in the Ramayana, again and again, he has been epitheted by Dirghabahu, long, powerful arms. That is the power of a male. And Dirghabahu Vishalaksha, he is having two big eyes, very beautiful. But at the same time, he is having the bow and arrows. And that is, his bow was totally different type. It's not an ordinary one. And then the king, the Sugriva, is telling, Kastanyasyad bhayam drishtva. By seeing these, who will not be afraid? I am afraid because of that. And I think you will also be afraid. Hanumana was keeping quiet. Then the Sugriva said, can you go to them and inquire? Because he was only depending on Hanumana. He was very quiet, very composed, very calm. So he can manage, and powerful too. He can save himself. Even if they are powerful enemies, Hanumana can save himself. So Sugriva was having confidence on Hanumana. He himself is running away. From there, he went away, seeing the Rama and Lakshmana. He was afraid. And he was sending Hanumana to them. Hanumana was very happy. The moment he saw Ramachandra, he understood he is not an ordinary person. And the moment he saw Ramachandra, immediately the Tulsidas ji is telling that within his mind it flashed, this is the person I am meditating on. So this is my God, he has come in human form. So Hanumana, he was a copy. Now they say the God and the devotees meeting. The Sugriva requested him, Hanumana came, but Hanumana wore a brahmachari dress. Ramachandra and the Lakshmana, they were wearing Geruva, sannyasi dress. And Hanumana, he wore a white dress, which is the symbol of brahmachari. The brahmacharis are supposed to listen to the sannyasis. Look at it. Hanumana also could take on a Geruva. No, he didn't take. Because he wanted to show that I am a disciple, I am humble, I like to listen to you. In the first beginning, he is coming and approaching Rama in a very humble brahmachari dress, because they were coming as a sannyasi. The God and the devotee, they met, Sri Rama and Hanumana, had happened in a very excellent situation. In that remote place, where Sugriva and Hanumana were hiding from Bali. So obviously doubts were there, and doubts were natural. Rama and Lakshmana, they were also doubting everyone, because they were only two brothers and no one they found friendly over there. And Sita was taken away by Ravana, and naturally they were extremely cautious. So in that situation, in that mental condition, the Guru and the Shishya, the God and the devotee, they are meeting. Both tried to hide their original identity. The Rama is hiding his original identity, and Hanumana is also hiding his original identity. They came, but the moment Hanumana saw the Ramachandra, he understood this is Shuddha Brahma Parat Pararam. The very first word in the Rama Nama that we chant, Shuddha Brahma Parat Para. Apara means higher than the highest. Apara. In Sanskrit, apara, higher than the highest. Shuddha, the pure. Brahma, the all-pervading consciousness. And this is the my God in the human form. And Rama looked at him, and immediately he discovered Manoyavam, Marutatulla Vegam, Jitendriyam, Buddhimatam, Barishtam, Banarayuta Mukhyam, this Hanumana. So both they could understand each other. Here, when the Narendranath came, he could not recognize Sri Ramakrishna that very moment. Sri Ramakrishna recognized him. The God could understand his devotee, but the devotee that moment, as a Vivekananda, could not. Because that's also afterwards he is showing and he is telling he is God himself. Again and again he is telling. Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but the God himself. And here we find both their understanding, and Rama Lakshmana, after losing Sita, they were asking for some help. Hanumana understood it. And he was very intelligent. He wanted to help his own king, and at the same time wanted to help Rama too, the intelligent, self-control, the leader of the monkey clan. Banara. The moment we utter the word Banara, we think that the monkeys, in English the monkey. The moment we say Banara or monkey, we always imagine, try to feel that the animals that is there on the trees. No. This Banara, that was a clan, very powerful clan. In those days, the people who used to live inside the jungle, they used to adopt one animal at their own symbol. Even now, the Britishers, their symbol is lion. And like this, almost all countries, they are having a symbol. And the long ago, the Romans, they had the symbol of eagle, powerful eagles. And the eagles, the flag, they used to take everywhere. That was the symbol. Even if you go to different people, tribals, they will be having different type of dresses. Here, the Native Americans also, the different tribes, will be having different type of dresses all the time. That was the symbol, because this Banara, they were everywhere. They used to live in Himalaya, then Mahendra Parvata, Bindha Parvata, Kailash Parvata, Mandar Parvata, Dakshinath. That means the Deccan in the South India. All these places they used to live, and their clan was very, very powerful. And not only that, in the Ramayana itself it is mentioned, Kopinam Kila Langulam Ishtam Bhavati Bhushanam. Bhushanam means like the ornaments, like the different type of things that we put for decoration. So similarly, this was the Langula, means the tail was their beauty, and they used to tie it. So it was not original. Here it proves. Moreover, there was an officer Nala. Ramayana, those who have read they know about this. The Nala, Sugriva had a famous officer. And this Nala was an engineer. That means if they were the ordinary monkeys, how come these people? The Nala was an engineer, very famous engineer, and he knew how to use the machine to break the stones. And this Nala, he broke within 5 days the mountain. And not only that, he carried in that machine to breach that ocean. That was the Nala. It says, Parvatamscha samutpatya jantraihi. Parvatamscha samutpatya. He was breaking the hills, mountains. Jantraihi, with the help of the machine. Pariharanti cha. Cha means and. Pariharanti means carrying. So these are the things that proves they knew how to break the stones and then how to carry those heavy loads. So this proves that they were not ordinary monkeys as we think nowadays. Kiskinda, which was presently the Bellary district of Mysore, was the Kiskinda. Anyone from Mysore here? The Bellary district of Mysore, that at present, that was the Kiskinda. That was the capital of Bali, and it is describing that it had the big gates, and whole gates were made of gold, golden gates. So when you were approaching, in those days, they used to make big gates before you were entering into a town. And there will be, nowadays also there are. So here, the India Gate, they constructed by the Britishers. When you were approaching India, you were coming through the India Gate, like this. And ladies were educated and cultured. they are describing. One, Shushena, he was a very famous doctor, and he helped to the Lakshmana. Lakshmana, even Rama, he treated them, and hundreds of the warriors, they were treated by Shushena. It's not only one person, he was the main chief doctor, and he was having his own people. Hanumana and others, they used to perform Agni Puja, and they could speak in perfect Sanskrit. So these all proves that they were not ordinary monkeys. On behalf of the Sugriva, he came to Rama and Lakshmana, and he asked, this Hanumana, he approached very humbly, and he was telling, who are you, my good sads? How he is asking a question. They are powerful. It is their own country. They are hundreds. Sugriva and Hanumana were not only people. They are having hundreds of followers over there. But even then, when he is approaching a very too ordinary human being, and they knew that they are not having any supporters over here, but still very humble, very courteous, very gentle way, there he is asking, who are you, my good sirs? Surely you must be sons of kings, or you are celestial being related to sun god and moon god, because they are so beautiful. And their beauty, the physical beauty, how he is praising them. When you are approaching a person totally unknown, when you are talking with like this, how they will think this is the thing. Hanumana, he approached, and Rama liked it. Your handsomeness is captivating. I am convinced that you are royal, though your garbs are those of mendicants. I can see eagerness in your steps. Now, observation. I can see eagerness in your steps and the semblance of impatience, as though you are seeking something. Look at the observation that he from distance observed Rama and Lakshmana. By seeing the feature, he understood, and he was telling them this. So, just by reading this, I remembered one small incident happened in my life. There was a lieutenant governor in Andaman. Andaman, you know, the small island, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And lieutenant governor, he is not full-fledged governor, lieutenant governor, but he is very powerful. So 1 lakh people of the Andaman, and he is the supreme boss. There is no parliament or any administration. He is the administrator. He appoints everything, the secretaries and all, and he is also the judge. So you can understand the power. People are really afraid of him. And one gentleman who was there, he was appointed by the government of India to save him, because he was an army officer and he took part in some Bangladesh war. So naturally, some of the ultras, they targeted him to kill. So government of India, to give him protection, made him, elected him or selected him as a lieutenant governor, sent him to Andaman. It is a protected place. But that man was arrogant. He's an army officer, ex-army officer. He was a very big officer. And he was the person who led the war, the Bangladesh Freedom War, on behalf of the India. So we read about him in the newspaper. Some of our senior Swamis, they wanted to meet him. He never cared to meet them. And when somehow they managed to meet him and told that we like to start one ashram over here, Ramakrishna Mission Ashram, no, not necessary. Everything we are having, we don't want them. Like that, very roughly he behaved, and they were not feeling well. Anyway, when I went over there, after 1 month, I took charge, and then I got an opportunity to meet him, because the judge, Calcutta High Court judge, he went over there, and that was the system to invite these VIPs. That judge who was known to me, Calcutta High Court judge, he also asked me, Swamiji, you also come. And he managed perhaps to get an invitation from the governor. I also went. I wanted to meet him, but officially we will never meet. So unofficially I went. When I saw him, he frowned looking at me. Because of the Gerua, immediately he could not recognize whether previous person or, but anyway, the Gerua, he frowned and said, I think I met you. I didn't say yes or no. I told that I am so happy to see you, our younger days heroes, because we used to read about you in newspaper every day and we used to appreciate you so much. Now today I am so happy that I am seeing my hero, the country's hero. And immediately the rough face became so soft. You young people still remember me? Oh, is it? And all country people, do they remember me? I told, of course. Still they remember you. Whenever they will be reading the history of the independence of Bengal, they will be reading about you, talking about you, praising about you, because of your courage and the wonderful way you organized the war. And he was so happy, he told, come with me, sit with me and drink coffee with me. I became friendly with him and I told, we like to start an ashrama, anything you like. Hey, he called the chief secretary and told, help Swamiji, and tomorrow you go and meet. So like this, the words have tremendous power. And if you can place it like this, Rama understood he is God. Hanuman understood that Rama is God himself. But right this moment he is coming in the, I don't know why, so he was very cautious and carefully putting his words. And this explanation that I am giving from the point of view of the spirituality, Hanuman understood. But ordinary way, if we look at him, he was so very cunning and smart to understand how to use the words. So he came and he was telling, I can see your eagerness in your steps. You want to reach somewhere, but at the same time, impatience, as though you are seeking something. Though you appear to be sannyasins, but your weapons and your wide chest, because they were Kshatriyas, the wide chest, long powerful arms, your gaits like the lion, make me eager to know who you may be. When you are walking, it's just like the lion you are walking, and so powerful. You cannot be ordinary sage. Then Hanumana discloses his identity. So there's a story, the one boy, young man, he wanted to learn some technique in the fight, war, and went to a Brahmin guru. And the Brahmin guru said, see, I only teach Brahmin boys, no other. Then he said, I am a Brahmin. And then afterwards, he was taught. And one day, when he graduated in that training, the last day, Guru said, I like to sleep, keeping my head on your lap. Don't move. I like to sleep. And he sat. In the meantime, one type of another thing came and it started beating his thigh and eating the core of the thigh. It was going, it was so painful, we can imagine. And from the one side to other side it went, it was bleeding, it was painful, but the young man never moved. Then the Guru, he got up and saw that and said, you cannot be Brahmin, you are Kshatriya. And that the disciple was Karna. And the similar way the Guru told, I am happy, but you told false, and that's why I am giving you a curse. You will never remember this power when it will be, you will be in difficulty. And the Karna, we know that light. So the Brahmins, they cannot bear that physical pain, but the Kshatriyas. And here Hanuman, he understood and he disclosed, you cannot be Brahmins. You must be Kshatriyas. But immediately he said, let me tell you about me. Then again he said, I will tell you who am I. There is a good and powerful monkey chief. His name is Sugriva. I have been sent by him to find out about you. The very first sentence he said, I am a messenger of my king. And the king is powerful king. Right this moment he is not having his kingdom, but that doesn't matter. He is very powerful king. How he is impressing. And then he said, my name is Hanumana, and I am the son of Pavana, and my mother is Anjana. This Pavana Putra and Anjana Putra, Anjaneya, sometimes he will be called as Anjaneya, the mother's name they used. Hanumana said nothing more and patiently waited for their reply. Here Rama, he observed, he heard, but didn't reply directly. Look at it, the administrator, the king, he is not supposed to talk directly with a person. So he was talking through Lakshmana. And Rishi Valmiki is writing, Sri Rama was thrilled by the words of Hanumana. Sri Rama was thrilled by the words of Hanumana. He turned to Lakshmana and said to him, now look at the Rama's observation. Brother Lakshman, this messenger of King Sugriva speaks beautifully. He seems to be very sincere and pure in mind. How he is observing Hanumana. I am sure Hanumana is well versed in Vedas. Unless and until you know the Veda means all grammar they will teach you. And they will teach you how to use the words. One person, he was very good, but he was not knowing Hindi. So he was very eager to welcome us. So he wanted to tell Hindi. He said, Aja, Aja, Aja. And the Aja means when you are addressing someone not respectful, so that way, Aap aiye, the Aaj aiye, like this you have to say. Aja, Aja, that's insulting for the respectable people. Like that he was, and he was very eager, but all the words he was using, very insulting type. So here, Hanumana, he used the words so impressive, Rama was thrilled and he is observing, he must be pure mind. If there is no purity in the mind, why purity? Unselfishness. I again and again try to remember and also like to remind, the purity, the word purity means unselfishness. They again and again use the word purity. He is a pure mind. Why unselfish? Why? He never tried to boast that I am somebody. Very humble. So he is pure mind. He is well versed in Veda. He is a master of grammar. While he spoke, I could not find a single mistake in the formation of his sentences. So when you are speaking, you are disclosing your identity. So this is very important, how you speak. Because through speak, by the way of delivery, so somebody has given you food, take it, eat. How you will feel? You will be afraid to eat that or insulted. Why this? You have gone to somebody's house, they will come and kept that plate like that, eat it. That is not the way. So that behavior shows that culture, how cultured you are. So this here, the Hanumana's culture, he observed, Rama observed. His entire personality is very attractive and his voice is very pleasing. Look at it. The voice become very pleasing when he practices yoga. The yogis, usually their voice become very melodious. Swami Vivekananda's voice was very, very melodious. It's like some people are mentioning about his voice as the Chinese gong, the sound of the Chinese gong, the big gong that the Chinese people they beat. The sound is resounding constantly as very sweet type of sound. The other day I was taking some tea or coffee A couple of people, they were sitting also the next table. They were whispering, they are talking among themselves. But the one person voice, he was simply not disturbing anybody. The way he was talking, his voice was very irritating. So I was remembering that thing. See, he was not doing anything wrong. He was simply talking with his friend. When his friend is talking, normal. But when he is talking, simple words he was using, but very irritative. That sound. Sri Rama observed the voice of the Hanumana. And then he said, look, his voice is very pleasing. His manner of talking is convincing, short, spontaneous, straight from his heart. I could find no deception in him. So that day one lady came and she went on talking at least 20 to 25 minutes. Then she told, I could not get a chance to say that I am busy, I have to go. She was going on telling and how to interrupt. Then she stopped, paused, we can say, and then she said, see, my mother, when I was a little girl, my mother told, you should not speak, only you should listen. And that's why I always follow that. I told, if this is the training, then what will happen when you speak, really? Anyway, so this way the people, when they are speaking, when they are behaving, you can understand the character. So Rama observing the character, there is no deception. Now, Rama only depended on Hanumana. Oh, I'm sorry, it is time. Hanumana to find out the Sita and say, O mighty Hanuman, to you I give my ring, to show it to Sita, for I know your sincere effort and courage will give you success to find her. And when all these thousands of the Hanumana and all these people, they were going on trying to find, they were not finding anywhere, then the brother of Jatayu is a very famous character in Ramayana. He informed this group that Sita has been taken by Ravana to Lanka. Lanka is an island surrounded by ocean. When this Banara group, they came to know about it, and they was thinking what will happen. We will naturally won't be able to find out Sita. Who will go crossing the ocean? When they were discussing among themselves who can go, someone told, I can somehow go, but I won't be able to come back. I don't have that courage and that power. When they were going on telling like this, Hanumana became very, very sorry because Rama depended on him and Rama gave him that ring. And Rama was sure that Hanumana will be surely successful. And Hanumana was thinking, now what I will do? I can't cross. Then another person came in rescue. When Hanumana was very sorry, dejected, sitting alone, almost in tears, Angada, Gaya, Gabaksha, Gandhamadan, Jambavan, all these famous heroes of the Rama's team, they were discussing. Suddenly the Jambavan who used to keep a lot of information, and he was well versed. He remembered one incident. When Hanumana was a child, he was very naughty. And he used to go and to play in the ashramas of the rishis. The little boy, the nearby ashrama was there, he used to go and play. He never knew what is this and that. He used to break these, he used to break that. Hanumana was not aware about his tremendous strength, physical strength. He is a child, but he is Hanumana, Pavanaputra. His power was tremendous. And he used to break so many things in the rishis, the ashrama, and they used to feel irritated. One day, when the one young boy, he was the junior most boy, he was having two sisters. The sisters used to poke him on the young boy, but his hands were very strong. He was only 6 or 8 years old, but very strong hand. One day he was asking me, shall I beat my sister? I told, never. Your sister is beating you. She was telling, my sister is beating me. I told, let your sister beat because you will become strong by that. But if you beat your sister, she won't survive. So don't beat, because like that, Hanumana was not knowing that he is so powerful. So that's why he was doing that. The rishis, they told that Hanumana, as because you are disturbing so much, now we give you this, they say curse. You will forget that you are powerful. And until and unless someone come and tell you that you are powerful, you will never remember that you are powerful. So Hanumana forgot the tremendous power that he was having. So then Jambuvan, he remembered it. He came to Hanumana, he sat before him, and then with the folded hands, he prayed to Hanumana, Uttishta, Harishardula, Langhasya, Maharnava, Parahi, Sarvabhutanam, Hanumata, Gatistava. Arise, as the Swami Vivekananda is telling. The highest message the Veda can give, arise, awake, and stop not, till the goal is reached. He is telling, arise, O mighty, powerful Hanuman. You have a tremendous power within you, and no one can compete with your speed. You cross this ocean and bring the good name for each and every one, happiness. Vishanna haraya sarve. Take away all this sadness from each and every one. Vishanna haraya sarve. Hanuman kim upekshase. You cannot deny this. You are powerful. Vikramasya mahavega Vishnustrin Vikramaniva. You do not know that you are powerful like the Vishnu himself. The Lord Rama is the incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu. And the Hanumana, the Jambuvan is telling, you are powerful like the Vishnu himself. In the Kiskinda Kanda, it is describing like this. And then afterwards, we know the story. Rama went over there, just across, and when he was making his body big, big, big and bigger, he was almost touching the sky, so big he became. And he gave a lift and then went over there, and then so many things he did over there. He came back. He wanted to bring Sita on his back. He told, Ma, you can come along with me. And there also, the time is over almost, and there also he showed his the intellect. He understood that Sita will be afraid if he goes in the form of the Hanumana. He has a mighty powerful body. And when he was searching Sita, he went to the Lanka, then the capital, and inside the rooms of the king Ravana, he found so many beautiful ladies, and he was thinking, who can be Sita? Then immediately he thought, Sita can never be like this. They are all laughing, enjoying the life. Sita can never enjoy life without Rama. So he came out from that and then started searching Sita, then found somewhere the lady guards, the women guards, they're guarding one lady just like a flame. Just like a flame, she is sitting over there. Immediately he understood, this is Sita. One lady came and he saw two ladies sitting side by side. One is the Golapma, another is Ma Sharadamani Devi. Ma Sharadamani Devi, Lakshmi, but she was hiding her beauty. And Golapma was very beautiful. She was very fair complexed, big eyes, beautiful looking. And that lady came and sat at her feet. Oh, Mother, please bless me. Golapma told, it's not me. You have come to Holy Mother. Go to her. She looked at Mother and told, no, you are the Mother. Golapma was there. Are you mad? I am at her feet. Go and see and look at her eyes, the compassionate eyes, eyes of the Mother, constantly the love and compassion and forgiveness. Go and see it. Then you will know who can be divine. The moment Hanumana looked at Sita, Hanumana understood she is the divine. She is Sita, the power of Rama. And then he took a small form and went to Sita. And Sita was taking pity on that. Then slowly he said, Mother. He addressed the Sita as the mother. Mother, I have brought this. Rama has given me this. Sita was doubting. This little, the Hanumana, what he can do. Rama is depending on him. Then immediately he understood that Sita is having some doubt, started making his own. And Sita understood. Then he told, Hanumana told, you just sit on my back. I will give a leap on his back and I will take you to Rama. Look at it. Again, Sita told, no, I cannot. If I go with the help of you, then my husband, who is the Kshatriya Hira, the king, people will say he cannot himself save his own wife. And this is an insult for a man. I cannot do that. I will wait for my husband, go and tell. So the Hanumana was very happy. Things all happened. Everything went very smoothly. Rama came back to Ayodhya. He became king again. He was sitting there. Then he told Hanumana, I like to give you a gift. What do you like to accept? Hanumana prayed an excellent thing. What is that? Yavad Ramakatha Veera Charishyati Mahitale. Mahitale, in this world, as long as people will be singing the name of Rama, they will be remembering the name of Rama. Tabat Sharire Basantu. That long I will be surviving in this body, so that I can go and enjoy the Rama Nama. Pranamamo nasamshayaha. Please bless me. I can live as long as the people will be remembering Rama and they will be reciting your name. Wherever they will be reciting, I like to go and sit with them and listen to that name. So they say Rama or Hanumana is eternal. And wherever there will be Ramanama, wherever the people will be talking about Sri Rama, discussing about Rama, chanting about Rama, Hanumana will come. And the Hanumana is the messenger. He is the representative of the Ramachandra. And prayer to Hanumana is surely going to be fulfilled by Sri Rama. Now friends, I will request some of the devotees to come over here and to chant Hanumana Chalisha. Chalisha means the 40 slokas. Please come. Can you arrange that microphone? We may be a little late, maybe 10 minutes. It will take, huh? Come and stand over here, the people can. You have to. You can take this one. You can take this one. It is ready. It is ready. Bring it here.
Will you let me know how loud it should be? I need to turn it down.
Come and stand here, please, so the people can see. Come here. Come here. Stand here, so the people can see you. Please come. You have got some of the. You may be having the books. Have you distributed? This mic I will give. One young mother told, Swamiji, my child is so naughty, I cannot do anything. How can I make him quiet and gentle? I was not having any answer. So I told, ask the child to sit on your lap and go on chanting Hanuman Chalisha. 1 month, see what happens. After 1 month, I only told with a faith, believe. After 1 month, the mother rang me and told, it worked miracle. Now he is so quiet. So the Hanuman Chalisha, please start.
Om Sri Hanumate Namaha Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja पुकार, बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु, जो दायक फल चार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जान के, सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरौ कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, सुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ ब्रज हर ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूल जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुमरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। जन्मादि ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहीसा। जम कुबेर निज पार जहाजे, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहावे। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, दिव्योदायि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघ गए अचरज नाहि। मुरगम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज समारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे जब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। हर्ष सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुमरे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर होई छूटे बंद महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा कीजे नाथ हृदय में डेरा पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसो सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र भद्र शरणम शंकर हरि बोल मंगल भवन मंगल हारी प्रभु सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी जय श्री राम तीरथ संभारी हरो नाथ मम संकट भारी जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय हनुमान जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम जय राधे श्याम जय जय राधे श्याम हरि हरि बोल हनुमते नमः
These devotees came and they joined over here. It was so nice. I thank you, all of you. This is a Gita chanting party. They say we have a Gita chanting party. That's wonderful. Now we will say Jai to our Thakur Ma Swami Ji Ramachandra Hanuman Ji. Then we will go down and have the prasad. Jai Bhagavan Sri Ram Krishna Dev Ki Jai Mahamai Ki Jai Swami Ji Maharaj Ji Ki Jai Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Ji Ki Jai Pavan Putra Hanuman Ki